speaking of leaking, Ron DeSantis had some traitor leak on him. This was from debate prep against Andrew Gillum, that guy who turned out to be a hot mess that he ran against down in Florida for governor in 2018. Now somebody leaked tape of the debate prep, which is just such a dirtbag move. You can't trust the people in the room when you're doing something that private, you know? Like, okay, let's see Andrew Gillum's debate prep tapes. And you can't, apparently. So here's a little bit of what they leaked. Once again, don't see how it makes him look bad, but here it is.
Is there any issue upon which you disagree with President Trump?
Obviously there is, because I voted contrary to him in the I have to frame it in a way that's not going to piss off all his voters. So what I do is I do what I think is right. I support his agenda in terms of what he's been able to do. If I have a disagreement, I talk to him in private.
I think when you walk up there, if you have a pad, you have to write in all caps at the top of the pad, likable. And then look, I do the same thing because I have the same personality. We're both aggressive.
I don't know. What do you guys think? To me, it's like weak sauce.
I think he looks good. I think that's not only does he look fine, but that's actually the right answer, even today, in regard to Trump, right? I mean, Ron DeSantis is not in a position where he can go around saying like Donald Trump was a horrible president, right? He's on the record saying that Donald Trump was a good president. So he has to run a campaign where he says something along the lines of Donald Trump was a very good president, but here's why I can be more effective because I have a different set of skills. That's exactly what I saw there. And I can't imagine why anybody thought that would hurt him.
So Matt Gaetz was there. He was there doing the debate prep with DeSantis at the time, as was Byron Donalds, who we've had on the show. And Matt Gaetz put out a tweet that reads, I ran the DeSantis debate prep in 2018. Though I prefer Trump for president, bigly, the release of these videos by the person operating the camera. He names the person, doesn't name him, but he identifies who he believes it was. By the person operating the camera is disloyal hackery that I do not abide. Staffers who leak on the candidates they've done work for deserve the reputations they get. That's pretty extraordinary. I don't know how he knows that was the person, but now you got to worry about your tech crew, right? Now you got to worry about the guy who's actually shooting the debate prep so you can watch it back later. This disloyalty, is this a growing thing? You know, we're taping the anchors now in their more casual moments. We're taping the presidential candidates, and these disloyal hacks, that's the right word by Matt Gaetz, release it publicly?
I think it is getting much, much worse. And we're going to see a lot more of this, I think, unfortunately, over the next year, right? I mean, Ron DeSantis is probably going to get into this race, and his team and the people around him back in 2018 when he was running, you know, a lot of those people were really big Trump supporters. And I think the alternate is true as well. A lot of the big Trump supporters, people that I know who are huge Trump supporters, have decided to side with Ron DeSantis in the primaries coming up. There's been all sorts of backroom conversations and coordination and strategy sessions between these two sides, and now they're going to go up against each other in which seems like a increasingly ugly battle. I wish this wasn't the case. I mean, look, Donald Trump did a lot of good things when he was in office. Ron DeSantis has done a lot of really good things for Florida. They're both have really important messages, and I think can improve the country, certainly from where we are. The fact that they're going to want to, murder each other for the next year, I don't think necessarily is a positive for the country. But I mean, you look at these debate tapes, and I think one thing it might remind people of is the fact that he was debating Andrew Gillum, and he won that race by 0.4% in 2018. And then he ran again and won by 20 points. This is a guy who has a really good record. And, look, Donald Trump was on record saying he was a good governor. He's now, we're in election season. That's sort of reversed. I don't think that's a smart strategy for DeSantis to do the same, to totally reverse on him. He should be clear. Donald Trump did some really good things, but my approach can be better. I think Dave's completely right on this. Say the things that give him credit. Be honest. People want to hear honesty. Say, yeah, he did these things right, but you know what? There's some bad things too. I can improve on that, and I can further this in a way that Donald Trump can't. That's what he has to do, I think, to actually win this primary.
A couple things about the details on the report of this tape of him prepping. They say during one session, an advisor suggests that DeSantis should immediately, when he gets to the podium on the debate stage, write the word likable in all caps on the top of his notepad. They say this is because they believed both DeSantis and Gillum were, quote, aggressive, and they didn't want DeSantis to appear condescending. Now, this is interesting to me because this definitely is, I think, a problem for DeSantis when you look at his candidacy. I mean, we could go down the list of the Trump problems as we have for several years now. He's got some handicaps too, but this is DeSantis's. Like, can he relate to real people, right? He's strong and he knows how to fight and he knows how to legislate and lead, but is he likable? Is he relatable? And to me, it reminds me of there was a Fox News young personality, who I shall go nameless for the purposes of this discussion, who used to write. She used to write on like a little note to herself right underneath the camera that read, "Don't forget to sparkle." Dave, Marcus, you have that on your camera right now. Don't lie.
I always. I mean, I have it on my phone everywhere I go. I just try to remember to sparkle.
It's working.
It's variable. Thank you.
But it's not a good sign if you have to be told to be likable.
No, it's not. And look, I do think people I've talked to do wonder about that it factor. I mean, the fact of the matter is, in order to become president of the United States, you have to kind of jump through the TV in a way that's compelling and meaningful. And that's, it doesn't matter who you talk about, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Trump, they all have this. I don't think it's clear that DeSantis has it. You can teach it a little, but I think to some degree it's either there or it's not. And I do think that's a worry. Now, I think that the best moment DeSantis has had of late was his inaugural speech, and everybody went nuts over that. Remember, it was like, Florida is where woke goes to die. It was a really strong speech. He did a great job. And that's the Ron DeSantis that I think you need to see, but it's not touchy-feely. It's not, you're right. It's not that kind of personality that we're used to seeing in a successful presidential candidate.
No, that's not him. I don't think he's got that in him. They are saying, ABC News is reporting that DeSantis, and his team have already quietly begun debate prep for the upcoming GOP primary, saying that his team has been paying close attention to his facial expressions. This makes sense because, he had that weird thing in Japan where he did the head bobble thing. We've seen it a couple times. I don't know if that's involuntary or what, but they're working with him on that. And they also report that he is now likely to skip announcing an exploratory committee and instead expected to launch a full campaign next month. Sure, you can go to Brazil or Colombia and get some work done on your face, but why would you do that? You don't have to travel to look great. It is the final week of the Genucel Mother's Day sale, and that will keep you looking good and years younger right at home. Here's a real review from Genucel.com. Claire writes, "I absolutely love Genucel. My skin feels so good, tighter, younger, with more even tone, and I only used it for a week. My advice for everyone, take a before picture." By the way, her husband Jim said he loved it too. Nothing works like Genucel because it's a family recipe for over 20 years now, being made by a compounding pharmacist in small batches, always safe, cruelty-free, and natural. Now go to Genucel.com/MK60 and save over 70% off Genucel's most popular package. That's all their best stuff during their Mother's Day sale. Every most popular package features their ultra retinol and dark spot corrector. Don't wait. Go to Genucel.com/MK60, Genucel.com/MK60, and get a complimentary Spa Essentials box with every package order for only one more week. Get it while the getting's good. Plus, free upgrade to priority shipping. Genucel.com/MK. Genucel.com/MK60. Add that 60 on there for your discount. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.